Welcome to the Eclectic Gamers Podcast. Today is Sunday, October 11th. This is episode 256, even though in my notes I wrote that it's apparently wepisode.
I'm only looking at my notes right now.
Yeah, it's wepisode. Wepisode 256. I'm Tony.
I'm Dennis. Welcome back, Tony.
I'm back.
We're back to our regular schedule.
We are.
So Chicago. Tell me all the pinball and video game arcades you were able to hit while you were at Chicago. Was it over or under 6?
It was 0.
So under.
I will say, I saw 2 broken pinball machines.
Oh, do you remember which ones?
Yes.
What were they?
Space Jam.
Oh, I haven't played that in years.
And Fast Break, NBA Fast Break.
I haven't played that in years either, but that one I played local at least. Okay.
They were at, we had a dinner at Harry Carey's.
Oh, okay.
So we were at Harry Carey's,
yeah.
And yeah.
Hence the sports themes.
Hence the sports themes. And Space Jam was off with an out of order sign on it. And the other one just had a little thing up there, a little thing up that said it was like continuously going through ball search.
Oh,
so it kept doing ball search. You couldn't find.
Wouldn't it have been funny if they had a Silver Slugger there?
It would have been funny.
I bet it'd have been working.
Probably. Because it's such a great game. I actually love Silver Slugger, so it is such a great game.
I have the only place, quote unquote, place I have seen Silver. I've never seen it anywhere. The closest I could get is there is a movie. It's a Mel Gibson movie where he works like for an agency of some sort. It's the one where he can start reading women's minds and he realizes they don't like him.
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're
There's
talking
a scene where in the background there are 2 pinball machines. One of them Silver Slugger.
Cool.
That's all I can. All right, that's the end of my Silver Slugger
But
story.
no, I didn't. I was in Chicago and those are the only 2 pinball machines.
Okay.
I'd been trying to get out to Galloping Ghost, and the night I thought was going to be free,
nope,
did not turn out to be free.
I'm not surprised.
So,
well, thank you everyone for all your suggestions, or should I say, thanks for nothing.
No, thank you. I honestly wanted. I really, really, really wanted to, but
hey,
it's one of those.
It's a work trip. You got their expectations. I know how it is. Last work trip I went down. The only night I had free was the night I drove down. Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah, it's just insane to me how busy. I mean, I know it's a work trip, but still, it's like
it's when all the networking happens.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And actually, I'm a little surprised.
And then I passed out every night. It's like pass out
benefits from, but. Well, speaking of people reaching out, we have Scott E. and Brian J. They both reached out by joining our Patreon. So thank you, Scott.
Welcome to the Patreon.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. So I don't. Have you done anything recent gaming wise?
I've been playing the heckadoodle out of some Hades 2.
Oh, that's right. Still like it?
Still like it. It's still good. Have
you completed a run yet?
No.
Okay.
I have fought the final boss 3 or 4 times.
I think in the first Hades, I put it on the True Achievements website, which is an Xbox website, in my little comment, because it's still there. I haven't updated my comment in years. I think I beat Hades 1. I think I got past Hades on like try 26 or so.
Yeah, I think I've made it because the main bad of this one is Kronos. And I've made it to Kronos 3 or 4 times now. And I thought I had Kronos beat, but apparently he has a second form.
Because you are Targ?
Yes.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong Kronos.
I'm a Targ.
I am on fire.
So I was like, because I did it, it's like, yeah, and then no.
Oh, second form. Of course. Hades had a second form too.
But it's interesting because in Hades 2, there's multiple pathing. So in Hades, in the original Hades, you went in and you played and you went and you just went through the underworld and stuff. In Hades 2, when you start, there are 2 paths. There is the underpath where you go to fight Kronos, and then there is an overpath where you go to relieve the siege on Mount Olympus, because Mount Olympus is under siege and the gods are trapped. So as you slowly unlock things that make you more able to survive. So I've been alternating between doing the paths.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
Cool. That's a neat mechanic.
Because there are regions that you can only gain in the underworld and regions you can only get in the overworld. And there are things that you can do in each one that unlocks stuff to make the other one easier. So I've been bouncing back and forth between them. And yeah, it's been really cool. I've got I think I've got all but one weapon unlocked now, at least in its base form. And I think my last run last night was an overworld run that I think I gathered the last of the regions I need to unlock it. But after I finished that run, before checking, I just saved and quit because I was tired.
Right.
But it's got a forget-me-not system where you can select anything that needs specific things to unlock, and you hit forget-me-not, and it will put up a little signal to show you which path has something that will take you to get you something you need, and it will. So you can always, when you see the paths up, you'll always see a little thing that's like, oh, something I need on my list is on that path, so you can help guide yourself to the path.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it's really enjoyable. I really enjoyed the first one, and this one is. You know what? I think I like some of the mechanics even more.
Okay, well, it should be an improvement. Unlike movies, games can get better with sequels.
They can.
Yay.
Because there's definitely some stuff in it that I really, really like, and some abilities and stuff. So
good. Well, I did finally finish Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Congratulations!
Yeah, I pushed. I think it was last weekend. I just pushed through it and finally did it. So,
and you immediately started Yakuza Pirate Hawaii.
I think I immediately went and uninstalled it. Because there were going to be upcoming space needs. So
you need space needs for Yakuza
for Battlefield 6.
Right.
Battlefield. Oh my God. So many installs. So yes. So I actually started that weekend Alan Wake 2 finally, which has some different mechanics than Alan Wake, much like how Hades has evolved. In Alan Wake, you actually have two different paths also. You play as an FBI agent and you play as Alan Wake. And I'm far enough in the story where now there are set points where I can choose to switch back and play the other character and the way their story is going. It's like a completely different thing in a sense. So I'm not very far yet. I think I'm in chapter 4. No, I'm further than that. I feel like I'm not very far. I'm about 10 hours in, maybe a little less. I think I'm around chapter 4 or so.
That's impressive. I heard it's a 6-hour game.
Well,
I'm teasing.
I mean, no, that could be fair because I'm on normal difficulty, but up until, I don't know, I lost, like I died to every enemy I met. And then I'd have to reload.
Right.
And then I was just like, I'm just old. As part of it. And rusty with the mechanics. So like the dodge button is not where I would normally think of. And so, and when they pop out and scare me, I panic.
I was talking to a friend the other day, and they're playing Shadow of Yokai that came out a week or two ago. And they're like, yeah, I played it for like 45 minutes. And I'm like, I love the story, but I'm so terrible at this game. So they changed it all the way down to I just want to play the story,
right?
Where you just button mash and like do like super combos with like a single button thing, and you just wipe everything out easy. And he's like, I still occasionally die, but for the most part, it's the story's amazing.
So. For my birthday, since my birthday was on Friday, someone got me the 2 of the more recent Star Wars games, which I didn't. I knew about them, but they weren't like my list.
It's like Outlaw and
last whatever. I don't remember what it's called. Yeah, Outlaw is one of them, and then the
other
one
was like Survivor 2 or whatever.
Yeah. Jedi Survivor. Or something. Yeah, and they mentioned. Yeah, these are kind of like Souls games, sort of. You may want to put it on story mode. And I'm like, what are you saying about me? Like, I think maybe I could do it on normal. didn't you play these? And he said, yeah, but I kicked it down to story pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. And there's a story mode on Alan Wake, but I haven't kicked it down yet. I was like, no, I think I can do this. I need to practice. I need to, it's been like a decade since I played. Alan Wake came out like in 2010.
Yeah,
I got it pretty quick. And this game came out a couple of years ago. But anyway.
Speaking of birthdays, we're older. We just don't have it.
There's that.
We don't have this.
There's that.
We don't have the
I need to try to see just if it's really
anymore.
like if it's really Souls or Souls-esque. Souls-esque I might be able to do. Souls, I don't know anymore.
The Survivor games aren't bad. I played them on normal.
Okay.
Well, I've only played the first one, but I went through the first one on normal.
Okay.
And it wasn't terrible.
So
and just completely off topic as well. Your birthday stuff's supposed to be here tomorrow.
Oh. Okay.
Supposedly.
Well, thanks.
It was supposed to be here like today or yesterday. But
that's just how it is.
I keep getting delayed announcements. So
my sister and brother-in-law niece got me Mafia: The Old Country. I have not installed that yet. I've liked the other Mafia games in that series. I forgot for a while until I looked again that there was another one that had come out. And then Friday was also when Battlefield 6 dropped. So I just bought that. It does have a campaign. I've not started, but I had to install the campaign, install the HDR campaign, install the multiplayer, install the HDR multiplayer. And even on the console version, I think they've given the map editors. So I went and installed those too. So
have you actually played, or did you just play the install game?
No, I played it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I actually was able to pre-install it the day before.
Oh, that okay.
So I actually downloaded it on the 9th.
So you pre-ordered?
No,
you monster.
No, I did not pre-order. It just said you can pre-install.
To pre-install, you would have had to have ordered it, and if you'd ordered it before the day that it launches, that would be a pre-order.
But I had it in hand the day I bought it, so to me, it wasn't a pre-order. Look, just follow. So I got that, and I played a few hours in the multiplayer. They fixed a number of the things that were like the lag and stuff of the beta. I've not seen that in this version, but oh my gosh, the PC pool people, guys, and your mice are so frustrating. I haven't turned off crossplay because turning off crossplay means I can only play with Xbox people, and I want to play with the PlayStation people too. But anyway, that's been going okay. So I'm rusty at that also. But we did. I had one game. Yeah, I had one game yesterday where we got a squad, which means we were the best squad in the game.
Woohoo!
There was a time, 20 years ago, Tony, I'd have been a squad 50% of the time. I was once that good. But now it's like Soul Calibur, it's slipped away.
Is it? Now, see, that's the question. Was the rest of your squad so good that they could hold you up, or was it that you were all so good you could earn?
No, it's a little column A and a little column B. I didn't like lead in kills, but like I might have had a whole lot of revives because I'll usually play support so I can resupply because I don't like running out of ammo. And when I play assault, I run out of ammo. And so, it's a team effort. Everyone has their own role. Like the engineers run around with their RPGs trying to take out tanks. A support can't take out a tank. I might throw a frag grenade on a tank to make it mad.
Right.
But that's really just to distract them so that the engineers can destroy it. And the assault people, like they have better weapons for fighting and stuff. Though you have a lot of diversity and ability to select your weapon tree. So like I can equip a sniper rifle in any class. I can equip as long as you have them unlocked.
Right.
So no Sega in this game that I've seen. So I am trying to put more time in on the shotgun because there are a number of maps where you need something ready for close encounters. But the assault can carry a shotgun and their main weapon. Like they just have, that's one of their gadgets is a shotgun.
Well, I mean, you never know.
Well, yeah, exactly. If you go in a building, you might want a shotgun. And when you're out of a building, you might want something more long range is the idea. But I'll shoot at people across the map with a shotgun because it'll intimidate them. They hear the pump and it scares them. That's the logic. That's my logic. But anyway, speaking of logic, let's go ahead and get into the main meat of this episode, starting with pinball section, as we often do. And only one main thing. We have an interesting discussion question that has come in, but one I was looking for news, Tony, and there's not a lot of news.
It's pinball. That's not uncommon.
The news has been Death Star rejects are a real thing on Star Wars, the Star Wars. And so a lot of people who have obtained the game, who like the game, I've heard a lot of people feel that this game shoots better than the Steve Ritchie version of Star Wars. However, the Death Star rejects do seem to be the Demigorgon of 2025.
That so sounds like a Star Wars punk band.
Mm-hmm.
We are the Death Star rejects.
Yes. It had been in the 90s, it had gone over great, but it's not the 90s. That was a long time ago. So, separate from Stern, though, there is this piece, and I do have a link in the show notes to a Nap Arcade article for people that want to read about this, or perhaps more importantly, look at the images. But Planetary Pinball, which controls the Bally Williams license, has launched some new collectible figurines. So this is done in conjunction with Melvin Williams. You might know him from DPX, PX fame. And they're sculpted by Lior, who Lior's done a number of mods. He does stuff for the Art of Pinball. They come in 2 sizes. Where we're talking things like the genie from Tales of the Arabian Nights, the dude from Dr. Dude as figurines. They got 2 sizes. There's the 1/6 scale, which are limited to 500 units, and they also have unlimited count on the 1/12 scale. From the article, I think the 1/12 scales start at about 5 inches tall, so the 1/6 scale would be, starting at about 10 inches tall. But the LE 1/6 scale ones are about $230, and the unlimited ones are $90. And you can get discounts if you buy the entire series. They've dropped Series 1. Or you can join the Pinball Legends Club and also commit to buying the first series. And that gets you an even bigger discount. And the Season 2 collection is supposed to be revealed very soon at Pinball Expo.
Well, that's definitely...
So what are your thoughts? Because I saw this. I saw these prices. And if I may quote the pinball famous Bruce Nightingale, cash grab. I am sure some people will be into this. And hey, guys, if you're listening and you want to get these, it's your money. Do what you want with it. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. But this, I don't know why you would want these cake toppers. But I mean, hey. I have some pretty weird pinball stuff. Like one of my favorite things that kind of celebrates the old days of Bally and Williams is I have some of those lampshades that have like as the back glasses and stuff. I think that stuff and the posters and things. I think those are cool. They don't look bad. I'm just like, what would you do with them? Like, why are we basically ripping what feels like we're ripping toys out of pinball machines to make them sculpts to set? And Lior does nice sculpt work. I just don't understand. That's like, I get it, but I don't understand why this required this many collaborators. So Planetary controls the license. That's why they got to be involved. So they're going to be the ones selling it. So my guess is Melvin came up with this idea, and knowing what all's been done with DPX, this feels right up his alley. And of course they need someone to do it. So you have Lior who does the sculpt. So, I mean, I'm sure they're nicer than some 3D print job, but I mean, $229 and $89. Those are the exact prices. This is tough. No.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably rather get a topper. And I don't even have room for those. Yes, a topper is more money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Hey, it's a
free
thing.
World.
It's a
free
thing.
Market.
This feels like an idea that should have been done like 10 years ago. Like, how many people love if you love a Bally Williams game, wouldn't you just own it? I don't know why you'd want to sculpt.
It's something that you can...
A coaster, I could see, like a mouse pad, I could see, like, but just a sculpt. It's just not for me. I
think there's definitely a group out there that it is right up their alley. It is their kind of thing.
I'm sure. I don't know if they're going to sell 500 of these 1/6 scale ones at this price. That's a significant markup to get it's more than twice as much, even though it's twice as big.
This is pinball. They'll sell every one of them.
It's not like that anymore. Anyway, I don't know.
They're still selling $2,000 toppers. So
I know, but they get that's the DLC bait because you get a mode. Hey, you get this mode. You get this cool mode. Don't you want this mode?
Hey, man.
And that's
You want a little mode?
It's OEM, like it's official. It's like this is knockoff stuff. Yeah, it's licensed, but it's like this isn't like an actual figure from a Bally Williams game. Like the thing that works with the toppers is that Stern makes them. That's the whole thing.
Get a mode, man.
You could at this point.
Maybe they're like amiibos, and you can put it on the apron, and it gives you a mode.
If that was the case, I would agree with you that they would sell out. But they're not. The topper thing is interesting now that you mention it, because here's my thought. People are so baked in and wanting quote unquote official now. You could actually have some mod maker or topper maker make better toppers than the Stern toppers. I bet you they sell worse now because there has been a culture shift, driven in part by like the software stuff, driven in part by people selling them more aggressively. But I think that a lot of people have been basically baited into thinking that third-party toppers are bootleg and only official toppers count.
I mean,
it helps if it gives you a mode. It's always been kind of true. And there have been plenty of toppers that have danced that line where it's like, did you really get the license for everything that you're using? Yeah, because if they avoid then it is kind of bootleg. It's like, here's some, like Star Wars, like you get like asteroids to put in I think Measle Mod makes the asteroid. I have a few of the stuff where it's just like, this is the generic thing that looks cool or cool enough to me that I buy it. I didn't get the asteroids because they didn't have them anymore.
Right, but some of the stuff, I mean, that is a valid point. Some of the stuff is it an active license type thing? I mean, are you putting Harry Potter up there, or is it Perry Hotter? I mean,
right. Well, it'd be like, if you did something that was just like an owl, you could probably get away with it. But if it looked like Harry Potter or whatever his owl was, I mean, you might be able to get away with the owl. But if you put Harry Potter up there, you might get in trouble. Like there were alternate translators. There used to be a big business in alternate translators.
They did,
and sometimes
some of them were amazing.
They were, but like there was one I remember for like Star Trek, but it was the Enterprise, and I think someone had contacted that creator and said, "Hey, you didn't actually secure the license to use the Enterprise. You can't sell this anymore." But if you did something else where it was just like a space thing, just space.
Right,
but then
at the same time, but at the same time, nobody would have bought that.
Right, exactly. So that's where that bootleg is kind of true in a way. But there have been, I feel there are third-party toppers that I think look more sophisticated than what Stern did. Stern's, I feel their toppers look better nowadays by and large, but you remember the flat plastic era.
Oh, very much so.
And it was like, I feel there was a lot of third-party mods that just sort of outdid that. But the Stern could always use the licensed characters in theirs.
I also always kind of liked the ones that did the where they did the semi holographic thing, where they did the spinning LED fan looking thing that would light up and create stuff. I thought that I kind of liked some of those when they were out there.
But it just feels like the market for that's gone. Like the which, hey, I mean, smart move on the manufacturer's part. To basically, like sabotage that and wipe it out.
Lock it down.
That's right. The only problem is that
I'm just waiting for for the time and the point where the companies stop selling you machines and start just renting you the machines.
Well, some of the distributors do that. Well, some businesses. I don't want to say the distributors. Some businesses start
long-term leasing it, just like your car anymore. You don't ever owe. You have to pay for a subscription to be able to play your game.
Some of the operators got into that during the pandemic, and I think some of them stuck with it afterwards because they actually found it to be a relatively decent moneymaker, where they didn't have to go out as much because the service.
I think for like straight rental is a decent idea, actually.
Maybe I should rent Buck Rogers out.
I don't hate it.
Do you want to rent Buck Rogers, Tom?
No.
Okay. What if it was only $10 a month?
Still no.
Okay. Well, I tried. Speaking of trying, we have Lewis wrote in to us. Lewis in Houston. he had an interesting point he wanted to raise, and I thought it would be a good discussion topic for us.
Perfect.
I'm done talking about figurines. He says, "Hey guys, really enjoyed the show. As you were one of the only shows not sponsored by a distributor." Ooh, shots fired. Maybe.
I mean,
don't know. Kind of true.
I mean, they're just dropping truth
No,
bombs.
I'm sure there's lots of shows that aren't here. Let me rephrase it. We're one of the only big shows that's.
As long, I mean, sometimes truth bombs get dropped. You have to talk truth. You have to speak truth to
Dropping
power.
your bombs now on all we build. Sorry, Dead Mouse song. I wanted to ask you a question about buyer behaviors. I'm a private pinball collector who buys most/approximately 70% of the new Sterns that come out. However, I have decided to pass on Star Wars, Fall of the Empire. I thought it was Fate of the Empire because I keep seeing Fote, and I think Fate. Star Wars Fote, thinking that if enough buyers do, it may send a message to Stern that these are not the type of games, unimaginative, approachable, low effort, basic, etc., that I want to see them make, even though I like the theme and would normally likely buy the game. I did see similar sentiments expressed in some forums, but wanted to run it by you. Based on your longer experience in the hobby, would you view this as a futile gesture in that sales will inevitably have a long take because of theme, no matter how plain the gameplay plays? I'm vacillating between getting a pro or not, and not sure if Stern will ever stop doing these easy efforts, even if sales are lackluster. Anniversary editions, vaults, re-releases, reskin, simple fan designs, because they just need to keep the manufacturing line busy. Does not buying during initial release hurt Stern, or just inadvertently distributors? Thanks, and interested in your thoughts. Lewis. Well, thank you, Lewis. That's a very interesting question. So, Tony, I'd like to go ahead and kick it to you initially. So, what are your thoughts about about not buying to send a message?
I don't think Stern cares what you do. I don't think they even think it anything short of an active, large scale, vocal boycott. They don't care. They're still going to sell plenty. They're still going to sell a lot. I think what you have to do is not worry about if you're hurting a large corporation, and just go with what you feel is right. And what you feel, if you feel like that this game is lackluster and low effort, A, I agree with you, and B, don't buy it. But at the same time, I don't think you should expect Stern to have a response or to even notice, let alone ever comment, even if sales are slow. The most you're going to get is going to be the line will close early. And you'll still be able to find plenty of them used, and you'll still see it. It's not going to hurt them, and they're not going to publicly comment, and they're not going to change their behavior. Everything they do, just like every other corporation in existence, is about the bottom line. So the most that they are going to do is shift around a little bit to try and avoid having maybe quite so large of a failure.
Yeah. I mean, Tony here is fundamentally correct. You're, as an individual buyer, given the volume of games produced, it's symbolic. That being said, it's your money and you need to vote with your wallet. And so I am a big believer in, if I don't support something, I don't care if Stern doesn't notice. I notice.
Yes.
So if there's a designer that I don't support, I don't buy their game.
Right.
Period.
No,
I don't care if it's going to be one of their best sales or not. I don't care. That's not what that's about.
Yeah, and I didn't want to imply that I was saying there was anything wrong with it, because that's the truth. I think all that anybody can do in this situation or any other situation like this is to do what is right to them. I mean, I wouldn't buy one, and I wouldn't expect anybody to not buy one because I wouldn't. But at the same time, I have no interest in it. And I think, like you said, it's low effort, so it has no interest to me. So I won't spend my money on it.
Now, some of the things, though, is even if there's not, say, something organized, like an organized boycott or protest of non-purchase or whatever, hypotheticals we might run through, Lewis, you may be like others are probably in the same boat as you. They may just be choosing not to be vocal. Maybe they don't post on forums, or you see them post on forums, and they may also be putting their money where their mouth is, or more apropos, putting their money in their wallet instead of into the hands of Stern.
Yeah.
So here's what I do think would happen is when stuff like that does happen, well, Stern may not on its level notice, because understand, aside from a few games, Stern isn't really selling to you. They sell to the distributors. Once the distributors buy the game, Stern's done. They've made their money. This is why it's been a little confusing with, I won't say this is so much Stern as it has been with some other manufacturers, but other manufacturers will talk about like, this game sold out. And then it's like some of the community are like, what is this nonsense? There are 4 distributors. I called all of them. They all have them in stock. It's like, yeah, the company sold out to the distributors. The distributors are stuck with the inventory. So you not buying sends a message more so to a distributor than it does to the company, because there are especially with Stern, there are so many distributors that the distributors are more likely to notice your individual lack of purchase. And based off of that, especially assuming if others have just naturally arrived at the same philosophy that you have, and thus the same conclusion, which is low effort equal no money from me, those distributors should be sharing that feedback to the Stern sales representatives about like, hey, this game did not do well for me. Like I'll use, since I also podcast with Zach, who owns Flippin' Out Pinball, like on the last episode we did of the pinball show, he noted that
sponsored by Flippin' Out Pinball.
That is sponsored by Flippin' Out Pinball. He noted that Star Wars for his sales has done as well as the prior 2 Stern releases. But given the theme, he had expected initial sales to be stronger than that.
Yeah.
And it's not. A message is being sent in some capacity. Now, is that message that this game is low effort? Is that message there are too many good games that came out this year? Because this has been a heavy year for, I mean, come on, like Harry Potter and all the rest of it. It's like this Dungeons and Dragons, I think, surprised people at just like, if you were into that, you're into Critical Role, like that game was right up your alley. Like they're just, things were really strong this year. World Under Glass with Dune. There's just a lot of competition for
there
dollars.
is.
So I do want to note that what the messages may get muddled because all someone like Zach would see is the sales aren't as high as I expected. Why is that the case? And he might ask the question, he might ask some people, but they're going to make guesses. Is the guess that, well, we had a Star Wars come out 5 years ago and it's too soon for another Star Wars? Or is it just a lot of stuff this year? A lot of stuff for money.
And that's a valid point. And it is a situation that I find interesting in this specific case because of the distributor model, because it requires feedback from the distributors to the manufacturers, because the manufacturers don't do the direct sales. So it is not the same kind of animal as it would be for a more direct sales type product.
But like, I assume this is probably similar to sort of how it would work in the car field. If dealers order a whole bunch of Cybertrucks and they can't sell them,
right?
Like then the questions start getting asked: is it because the truck aesthetically doesn't appeal to a lot of people? Is it because the price is too high? Is it because Tesla became a controversial brand? Like it's different for different people why that didn't sell as well as people probably thought it would.
Right.
And they made sell. I don't know how Tesla sells, but
I
with Ford and everything else.
I see plenty of Teslas in existence, sure, but not nearly as many Cybertrucks as you would expect.
It's well known that it was a good car. It's a good argument. The Tesla Cybertruck did not sell as well as Tesla thought it would. It just didn't. But like this could happen with any like a Corolla or a Chevy Cruze or what like it's like the dealers order cars, and so initial sales are whatever they are, and then when they don't order more, people should be asking questions. Why is this car not doing very well? Like, what were our expectations? What were our projections? The thing with pinball is it's more Mickey Mouse. I don't know how well the pinball manufacturers listen to their distributors. I don't know how sophisticated many of their distributors are about being able to parse and share information. A lot of this hobby is pretty low rent, and despite the prices,
Right.
And honestly, I'll let people read between the lines on this. So since I did a car argument, I'll do a watchment now with wristwatches. One of the things that's been shared in the wristwatch world in Switzerland is that the businessmen who go and run watch companies, they're not what you would call top of their class. Those individuals went into Swiss banking and other prestigious fields. Watches attract two types of people as a business. Either you have a passion for the industry, or that's where you could get your job. So, because it's not high stakes enough, it's not high dollar enough.
Right.
Now, that's not to say that the products and the people who make the products aren't sophisticated, but the people who run those companies, those aren't the like if you dream of being a powerful CEO, running a watch brand was not at the top of your list. That's the point. This may be similar. That's what I'm saying. So just be aware that and some of this is coming from people, because I've heard from multiple distributors and their frustration with and again, it's not targeted at Stern specifically, but a number of these manufacturers don't listen very well.
Why would they? They sold out.
That could be an argument. It also could be that they're not that good at business. There's a lot of things behind it. So anyway, but the, you need to vote with your wallet. And one other thing though, that I will tell Lewis is about like inadvertently hurting distributors. Like that may not be your goal because it's not the distributor's fault that the game is the way it is. But I would also just tell people in general, don't buy a game because you think you need to help. Like who goes to a car dealer and buy a car because I think my dealer might be hurting and I need to help them out.
Yeah,
like,
that makes no sense.
Doing that with a restaurant is one thing, but with high dollar products, again,
right?
It's important. I think it's important not because you're trying to send a message to the distributor, other than the distributor is the one with the best ability to make the manufacturer listen. Your product sucks. Fix it. So it's the only way. You have to leverage the distributors because they're not listening to anyone else.
But that's also, but that's a very different animal, like you said, from like your example restaurants where it's like, I can go to Culver's or I can go to this local burger joint. Go to the local burger joint. They're local. That's different. That's a huge thing for them.
But it's a direct sale model. That's why it works.
Yeah.
Because then they are actually listening to you, and you voting with a wallet affects her. And some smaller pinball manufacturers, this, like you not buying their game directly does send a message.
Right.
Are they smart enough to understand what you're saying? Because it's not like you email in and go, hey, look, dear Stern, thank you for, this is me typing. Thank you for releasing Star Wars. Unfortunately, fan layout plus this license was done 5 years ago equal no buy from me. Try harder. Love, Lewis.
And then the answer from Stern is
does that.
Delete.
Well, then that's why no one would bother doing it, because they're not asking you to explain. Like, imagine a world where we explain why we don't buy all sorts of things. Like when we were in Dallas for the last Texas Pinball Festival, Tony and I went to the Swatch store.
Yeah.
And Tony handled some of the bioceramic watches, and he's like, I don't like bioceramic. It feels really bad. But he didn't go up to the salesperson and say, just so you know, bioceramic feels terrible. Peace out. Bye.
But, she was really trying to hard sell us on some swatches. I mean, she was pushing it hard.
I mean, we were probably the only people that had come in the last hour.
Probably. So. I mean, to be fair, they hadn't been open very long when we were up there. But yeah, that's one of those. That's one of those things. There are salesmen who are very much of the hard sell in your face, like you buy something to make them go away type salesman. And then there's good salesmen.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Different styles. There's the pressure salesman. There's the let them come to me salesman. There's the try and be helpful salesman. There's so many different types.
There is, and it's just what it is. And it's you. It's hilarious to me that even in this day and age, you get the like I get vendors who come to sell me chemicals and stuff all the time, and there is a solid mix between the ones where the salesman is like a salesman who knows the job and knows the stuff, and they're like talking to you about stuff, and the ones where they're like, here's Pretty Girl in Skirt, you buy chemical from Pretty Girl in Skirt. and they're
remember Booth Babes?
I remember Booth Babes. It was at the work convention. I sat down and had a conversation with one of my coworkers, because towards the end of one of the evenings of the convention, one of the groups or one of the on the floor vendor people who was selling stuff, they literally rolled out a beer cart and a bunch of girls in like the German Oktoberfest beer outfit stuff. And we're just sitting here and we're going like, this isn't the 90s anymore. This is, it's like, this is awkward as heck. I mean, this is a professional level thing, and you just rolled Booth Babes for a professional level.
They were huge in video games for a long time.
I remember.
Do you remember? Oh, this will be a fun throwback for you. You remember when we went to the very first QuakeCon?
Yes, I do.
And
they had
Sin. And it was. I couldn't remember the game.
It was Sin.
It was Sin, and they had. I think they had hired a stripper.
Yeah.
And I just remember there was some gamer guy there, and she had him get on his knees, stripped his shirt off, and put the Sin shirt on him.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was the 90s.
Yeah, right.
It was the 90s.
It was weird. But I mean, back then it was like, yeah. And then it's like.
Well, we were much younger.
We were much younger, and it was a fan convention.
It wasn't a professional.
It wasn't a professional convention.
It was for fans. But still, I was like, this is a little more extreme than I had expected.
If I go up to the state capitol for a hearing and they start rolling Booth Babes out at the state capitol to talk about, water rights and stuff, it's gonna be weird.
It would be a little strange. Yeah, that's a good point. But anyway, thank you, Lewis, for the question.
Yeah, it was a good time.
All right, so video games. We actually have a couple of virtual pinball things, so they will serve as our transitionary topic. So I will go ahead and continue that. We're actually going to finish off the last of Richard's email about the three major video game manufacturers, and this time we're going to do Magic Pixel Studio. They make Zaccaria Pinball. Zaccaria, for those that don't know, was an Italian pinball manufacturer. They actually, I think, and feel free to email eclecticgamerspodcast@gmail.com if I am wrong, but I think at one point they were third in the world for production of pinball machines, maybe second. I think third. But anyway, this is about the virtual version. So the game Zaccaria Pinball launched in 2016. It focused on virtual recreations of the actual physical Zaccaria tables. The company kind of went quiet. Magic Pixel went quiet in 2022, but then in 2025, they've started to release new tables consistently. I think like every other week or so. Besides the true to life recreations, Zaccaria has also done a number of reimaginings where they take versions of the Zaccaria games and then take an interesting twist on them. For example, I've played one where I think it was what's the famous one with all the butterflies on it. We've played the physical version at Texas Pinball Festival. I can't remember the name of it right now, but like they did one where like, what would it look like if it was a wood rail? Like, yeah, it was a pretty clever idea. It cost about $320 today to buy all of the tables. They tend to be about $3 per table. The game does support cabinet mode for those that want to play it in a physical virtual pinball cabinet. Magic Pixel as a company has actually dabbled outside of Zaccaria. They've done some original tables and they've done some IP. They have a collaboration with At Games. So for the At Games platform, they've done some other stuff. Richard had noted like Dr. Seuss has been a license they've used in that regard. So three discussion questions that kind of are driven by this item. One would be, was Zaccaria right in making recreations of their tables after they got through doing the entire Zaccaria catalog that existed physically? Do you have an opinion on the decision to do the recreations?
I think it's the only way to do it and maintain any sales. to not have just they had to do something,
Sure.
or else it was just a done platform that was completed and walk away from it. It just makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, again, I have a few of the recreations. I've played them. I actually thought they were pretty decent. It felt like there was some thought put into them. Nowadays, I would have said AI did it, or AI probably came up with the idea, but this was before that. So yeah, no, I think I thought it was clever. I thought it was clever rather than going like the weird, like magical route. Zaccaria as a virtual game has felt very grounded, unlike Zen. Zen sometimes is grounded, and sometimes Zen loves to do stuff with their virtual pinball games that are just physically impossible to do in real life. Zaccaria has always felt much more grounded, and I've appreciated that as more of a purist, I suppose. Tony, do you have any hopes regarding Zaccaria for the future? I don't know if you even play this game.
It was Farfalla.
Thank you, Farfalla.
But
yes, which is
no,
butter, which is the word butterfly, like in Italian.
I don't have it. I don't have it. I haven't played it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really have any hopes for it in the future. What I would say is, because I think their engine's pretty good, I would say it would probably behoove Magic Pixel to make another, like, maybe if they want to continue doing iterations with Zaccaria, they could, but maybe end that. Like, maybe we can say that game is done, use that engine, and do something else.
Yeah.
Like, could they take a stab at doing Bally Williams licenses? I think Planetary would sell them the license. It doesn't matter that Zen has it too. I don't think
it's entirely possible.
Like that
unless
could be a space.
Depending on how the license is.
That could be a space
or,
that they could go in.
Hear me out. They go the Bride of Penbot route and do Farfalla 3.0 and Farfalla 5.0. And they keep making the butterflies more robotic.
Okay. Well, I mean, they could do that in the existing game. They could choose to just make more iterations of more interpretations.
Or they just change what the butterflies are on there. It's the exact same game in every way, shape, or form, but with different colors.
Yes.
It's a color swap.
And we had just bled into the third question you had for us, which was there anything else we could think of that Zaccaria could release or Magic Pixel could do? So we could do what I said, and they could start trying to do something with another license like Bally Williams and just exploit the quality of their engine, or they could do what you just said and have robot butterflies 3.0 versions. That sounds very scary. I don't know. But yes, either of those would be possible.
Sounds great.
So thank you for the discussion topic, Richard. Richard did also write in separate email, noted Zen Virtual Pinball had another news announcement. Elvira and the Party Monsters is going to drop for Pinball FX on October 16th. We had, on a prior episode, talked about that Scared Stiff is coming out that date. So now they're also going to do Elvira. Those were both on Pinball Arcade because I played it there.
Right.
But this will be Zen's version. All right. What else is going on in video games, Tony?
Man, there's been some interesting high-level moves in pinball in video games in the last 2 weeks. Announced just a couple days ago, actually. EA was purchased by a group of investors.
Mm-hmm.
The investors are the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, Silver Lake Tech Management, and Affinity Partners.
And Jared Kushner.
That's Affinity Partners.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we have to name him.
Okay.
Because he's famous.
I mean, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, but it is a fully just complete leveraged buyout of EA. They are keeping the CEO on, and supposedly there's not supposed to be any major changes.
Yeah, because that never happens later.
Right. That never happens later. And their CEO made a statement saying that EA's values will remain the same. So they're still going to be the absolute worst company in video games when it comes to screwing players.
Yeah.
Yeah, EA. It's in your wallet until it's in ours. So, yeah. But this investment series of investment changes and stuff that have been flying for the last couple of years in video games has been there's never been a backfire terribleness of that. We haven't recently talked about a company that was massively invested and then had to lay off like everybody because they were way over leveraged. No, that never happens. Not ever.
Nope. It's fine.
We'll see how this goes. Also, speaking of similar things, we talked earlier in the year that Tencent and Ubisoft were working together, and they were going to generate some sub-companies to run some of their bigger franchises, while Ubisoft remains owned by the same family that's owned it. So we finally have a name for that company. It's Vantage Studios. They're going to be developing the Assassin's Creed games, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six franchises.
Okay.
So Ubisoft will continue doing their normal stuff, but they have, with their major ownership through Tencent, for this spin-off company to develop their major franchises. Which we also learned recently that there was an Assassin's Creed game that was canceled because it was decided that the politics of the game were a little too inflammatory for the game to be released, because it took place during Reconstruction after the Civil War, and the main character was going to be, fighting the Klan and all sorts of other stuff, and they decided
that's controversial now.
They decided for political reasons that it would not be a good idea to sell that game at this time. For however you think about that. So, yeah. Microsoft has made a major announcement.
What? No.
After having their most successful year of record-breaking profits for Game Pass.
They made so much money.
They made so much money. I mean,
their gaming divisions made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's not just their AI. I mean, they're making hand over fist AI money, but
they are. But their gaming divisions made a lot of money. Game Pass was a huge success.
Huge.
So, of course, they're increasing the cost across the board for Game Pass.
What the
and
best?
Not like
the best
a little
deal
bit,
on gaming has become not the best deal on gaming,
right? Like the absolute cheapest version of Game Pass now, which offers you 50 games, is now $10 a month.
I don't remember what it was. It was Game Pass Core.
Right.
That's what I
and
have.
it was like it was like 6 or 5. I think it was like $4.99 or
something like that. I think it was somewhere like $50 to $60 a year.
Yeah. Well, now it's $10 a month. The premium, which is the mid-tier package that I think used to be $10, is now $15 per month. And the ultimate package.
That was the good one.
That was the good one. It is now $30 a month.
It's like double.
Yeah. Because it's the one that gets you like 400 plus games and all
that first day stuff.
All the day one releases and everything. $30 a month. Wow. I mean, I was a member of Game Pass. Because
the PC version.
Yeah, when they had the PC Game Pass, where you could get PC only Game Pass, and it was like $4 a month.
Yeah, it was great.
I did that for like a year and a half until I realized that I really am not playing enough of these games to make it worthwhile, because I'm playing only a couple of these games, and the ones I'm playing they're not AAA releases. They're all small ones that I could buy for cheaper than what I'm spending, even at $4 a month at Game Pass. So I finally ended my Game Pass. But $30 a month. That's...
Yeah. The only reason I'm core right now is that's what they did. They converted gold to that because you needed it do the online multiplayer. So there's a piece of that covers that. But, I mean, 120 is not the worst in the world, but I couldn't see myself paying 30. I don't play enough games.
No. And I'm the same way.
It's like what they decided, we need to get some of that Netflix money. How much is Netflix a month?
We're paying $25 a month for ours.
See, it's more than Netflix.
So it's and that's to have four simultaneous streaming, because there's 4 of us in the house, and to have the high end stuffs. And I'll be honest, the only reason I haven't killed Netflix is every time I talk about killing Netflix, I'm told no.
The family vetoes you.
It's the thing. The only thing that's watched more by my family than Netflix is YouTube Premium.
Yeah, YouTube Premium is nice. I do like that.
So,
well, hey, I mean, at least Disney's finally absorbing Hulu into the Disney Plus thing.
yeah.
Because that being separate was stupid for eternity and a half.
Right. Now, I've definitely gone to the thing where I will get a streaming service for like a month and binge everything I want to watch on that streaming service. I mean,
again,
shut it back off for a year or two.
People can't help themselves. I'm going to get on my greed kick here. People can't stop being greedy, and we ended up exactly back where we started with freaking cable.
Yeah.
Where it's like, here, you have to subscribe to these massive packages, which have 500 channels, 480 of which you will never watch, and 5 of which you will watch a lot. And here we are, where it's like, there's all this independent programming, and it's just like, here, $10 here, $20 there, and the next thing you know, you're paying more than you ever did for cable.
Yep. That's the problem.
It's a bunch of crap. Now I'm grumpy.
Grumpy Dennis.
Grumpy Dennis is not a good look. So tell me about Fallout.
Fallout. You own Fallout 76.
I do. I got it for free as part of Prime, which means it wasn't really free because Prime kept going up in price too.
Yeah.
Grumpy again.
It has. Still grumpy.
And ads on the stupid Amazon Prime.
That's the worst part.
And I don't want to pay more. I'm already paying you $1 bazillion for shipping that you already embed in the price of your products.
Right?
Don't think I'm stupid. I can tell I could pay less going on eBay. I just have to wait 3 more days.
And hope that and have a slightly, very small, but a slightly higher chance of it being a knockoff than Amazon.
I mean, yes, there is a risk, but not as much of a risk as when I order off of what's the
Temu?
No, I've never ordered off of Temu.
Alibaba.
There we go. Alibaba. Like if I want cheap, really cheap something, I check Alibaba first.
You can literally buy anything on Alibaba.
Yes.
It is hilarious.
I bought mainspring winders to reinstall springs into watch movements. I couldn't believe they had them. So much cheaper than the Swiss ones.
But you know what? If you wanted to, you could have bought on Alibaba the mainspring watch winders. And at the same time, you could have ordered a 25,000 gallon double wall poly chemical tank in the same cart.
Yes. Yes. But I didn't because I didn't know where I was going to I didn't know where the tank would go. Like, does that come on a pallet or what?
I mean, at that size, it comes on a flatbed. You're going to have a crane to lift it over the house and put it in the backyard.
Yeah. My crane's not here currently.
So, but yes, Fallout 76, they are leaning hard into season 2 of Fallout coming out and how well season 1 is done. They're launching their largest update since COVID, and they're bringing in Goggins, character of the Ghoul.
Okay.
And with Goggins voicing the Ghoul. I think it's going to be an interesting thing because it takes place so long before the series and is in like Ohio.
West Virginia, isn't it?
That's where it started. The new thing that's coming out is in Ohio.
Okay. Huh.
So that's a long way from the California.
Yes.
But I mean,
he's a ghoul. He had time.
He's a ghoul. He's got time. And there's like several hundred years between when the show takes place and when Fallout 76 takes place, or 100 years or something like that. There's a long time. Long enough for somebody to walk across the country. So,
he probably used a horse.
Maybe.
Mutant horse.
Mutant horses. Or if he was a man.
He rode a deathclaw.
I was going to say a Castor, but sure, a deathclaw. Funcom had a huge release this year, Dune Awakening. It did very well, especially at launch as the Dune-based MMO. They're still doing all right. They're running 20,000 plus concurrent every day. And because of this, they are laying off a huge chunk of their staff.
Oh, they must have learned from Microsoft.
Yeah, they've decided they're going into restructuring as they shift from game development to live service maintenance So they're or operations. That's how they term it. Long-term live service operations. So they're getting rid of a lot of the direct developer programmers people to boost up people more centered around maintaining the live service. So, yay! Good job on working on all this stuff, and then you get fired for it. Sorry. And I'm going to skip my notes a little bit here. And while we're talking about this stuff, I don't know if you remember this because I didn't initially. The game Mindseye launched this year from the developer Builder Rocket Boy. And it failed like hard. It was terrible.
Oh,
I mean, it wasn't the worst failure we've seen in the last year or so. It wasn't we're shutting this live service down 2 weeks after launch failure.
right.
Or Wargaming's, hey, we're still in beta and we're shutting this this development down bad, but it was really bad. And the upper management did a whole bunch of restructuring, laid a lot of people off, and they had come out with press releases talking about how they were being actively sabotaged and other companies were buying bad press against them because they knew their game was so good that they had to pay to get bad press. Yeah. All the normal.
Come on, guys.
Oh yeah. It was bad. We didn't even really talk about it.
No, I don't remember any of this.
It was just one of those things that existed. And I'm like, this game, I don't care. But it has gotten interesting because almost 100 of the developers' current and former employees have signed an open letter to management talking about the long-standing disrespect and mistreatment of staff, the failure of leadership to listen to employees, talking about how the company put in mandatory 8 hours of mandatory overtime every
week.
Yeah, of like 4 months leading up to it before launch, with being told that they would be, you'll be given 7 hours of PTO for every 8 hours of overtime you work. But then the employees are not being allowed to take the time off, or they've been fired before they could take the time off. And they've been making they were making changes in people's work schedules without letting them know until like, by the way, you're working a 16-hour shift today. Just letting you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet this isn't 8 hours a week. I bet it was 8 hours a day of overtime.
So it is just a massive letter out there, just calling them out. Apparently, a lot of the issues with the game management was informed of by the programmers and developers who were like, we need more time. And they're like, no, it's fine. Send it. So
weird.
Yeah. People are crazy, but they know. They're managers.
Yes.
They know.
I learned that once I was in management.
Yeah. You know better than the people.
The staff often think they know best.
Yeah. The last thing you need is a subject matter expert trying to tell you something. Just whatever you do, ignore all subject matter experts.
Because here's the thing, Tony. If I weren't already knowledgeable about all subjects, how did I become management?
Exactly. I mean, that's just the obvious truth right there. Yeah. That's one of those things that is in all businesses across the board. But it's amazing how often that something fails and it's stuff that there were warning signs that, hey, we need to do this. And people were trying to get changes made, and management's like, nah, it's fine. Let's go. And then management's like, well, we were sabotaged. I literally at one point in time worked for a manager who, if anything went wrong, his first thing was, which one of you sabotaged this? You made this go wrong to make me look bad.
Wow.
So
interesting.
Yeah. Great boss to work for. That was great. So now let's talk about Nintendo, because there's nothing bad to talk about with Nintendo.
No,
Nintendo is great.
They didn't double the price of their live service.
No. I mean, they've increased the cost of almost everything, but everybody has. So
Yeah.
that's
Battlefield 6 cost me $70. 76 with tax.
You didn't get the $100 super special Battlefield version?
I looked at it and I was like, no. Is it going to make it so that people can't use a mouse and keyboard against me? Then no.
How about no? Yeah.
Scotty doesn't know. Zip it.
Scotty doesn't know.
You're the Diet Coke of evil. Just 1 calorie, not evil enough. Send in the Fembots.
So Nintendo, in their continuing fight against piracy, is suing a Reddit moderator for $4.5 million.
It's a Reddit moderator. They're going to be lucky if they have $4.50.
That was my thought.
There's like no money in it. You don't make money as a Reddit moderator.
But apparently, they have accused him of piracy and of having facilitated a network of shops that offered pirated Switch games and helping to crack the encryptions and the anti-piracy stuff and being a major player in the piracy of Switch games.
So he's like a captain of the pirate ship.
So he's like a captain of
That's
the
what
pirate
allegedly.
ship. That's allegedly. Yeah, he was he moderated the Switch Pirate subreddit, and apparently he was given a cease and desist, and he ignored it, and now he's being sued.
Okay.
So,
well, Nintendo loves to sue.
They love to sue everybody, and it's one of those things that it's like, go for it. But like you said, I mean,
they'll probably sue us for saying they love to sue.
Probably.
Well, maybe C&DS first.
I mean, probably. I would hope so.
Yeah.
At least give us a chance to actively
not say it anymore. I don't know, because I think truth is always a defense against allegations.
Well, and that's the thing is literally it's oh yeah, you sued somebody. Yeah, I mean you literally filed a suit in court. Again, there's no way he's getting $4.5 million out of this dude.
Yeah, I guess it's to send a message to the other pirates.
He's sitting, we could go with the Reddit stereotype, and he's sitting in his mom's bed
yes.
and going, Mom,
get the checkbook.
Yes. Oh man. So,
speaking of big checkbooks,
yeah, as we've talked about already, somewhat, Battlefield 6 launched, and it was strong. It was a strong launch.
Yeah.
They launched as the 14th most popular game of all time on Steam via concurrent players, and has easily become EA's most successful shooter.
I don't know if it's going to meet that dream target that they had, like 10 million players.
Their dream target was insane. It was like multiple times higher than the highest they've ever done.
But it is
their highest.
It is doing very well. So they very much tried.
Yeah. And from the sounds of it, it's actually doing even better on console, which is no surprise. But what's impressive is, even knowing that the demand was going to be high from the beta, they're still having queuing issues because servers are full. They just don't have enough servers. I don't know if you've run across any of them.
Only in the beta. I have not so far in the main release.
See, there's apparently, at least on the PC version, been a lot of problems.
I've seen screenshots of it. Yeah,
issues, which again isn't unusual for a launch weekend of a game. It'll thin out as people quit playing or as more servers go online. So, but Battlefield 6 launching strong, much better than the last Battlefield. Everything about it looks better than the last Battlefield. So, there's finally a contender to fight against Call of Duty again. Yeah. We'll see how this works out. There's a lot of talk I saw over the last couple of weeks about Call of Duty trying something different than putting out another Modern Warfare, because their last several games, if they just keep putting out new versions of Modern Warfare, because that was the most popular one. And even one of their developers, Tetrarch, has talked about Treyarch talked about doing something different with the Call of Duty space. But it seems like after their oh man, what was it called? The Call of Duty in Space one?
Oh, I don't remember.
That one trashed so hard that they went back to the Modern Warfare level, and they've just kind of hovered there for the last.
Well, yeah, Call of Duty made its names in World War II.
It did. And that's the thing is, a lot of those games made their names in World War II, and all of the World War II shooters are gone.
Yep,
they're all not really no big ones out there anymore. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be neat to see a throwback one.
I think so too.
I just don't know if anybody else would think it would be neat and if it would actually do well.
The technology is modern enough that there's a lot of like equipment and stuff you could like. That was the struggle with Battlefield 1. Because it was World War I.
Right.
So they ended up like letting you use a lot of prototype weapons that were just conceptualized during the era because all of the stuff was so basic.
There was, I'm trying to remember, a number of years ago, like 10, 15 years ago, there was a game that came out where you played a time traveler and some of the game took place in like the Civil War and the Revolutionary War. And there would be like, the standard battle lines where it's like, oh, I fired my shot and I'm now reloading my gun and I'm a really good, so I can get off like 3 rounds a minute. But because you were a time traveler, you could go, I've got an AK.
No, it's interesting. Yeah, no, it would be like real interesting. I've often just, one of those just weird kind of hypotheticals, like imagine what would it have been like if like you had just like transported one, I don't know, I forget military sizes, like a unit. How many people are in a unit? I don't remember.
There are actually a lot of books that utilize that kind of concept.
Yes. But like one tank in the Roman Empire.
Right. Yeah, no,
you had petrol for it.
There is a book series that started out as like a, what do you call it? A web like a web book. I don't know what you call it. It was just a guy releasing it on his like website type thing.
A little internet ebook.
A little ebook thing that is actually like got an actual like release. And it centered around a Marine expeditionary unit that got transported to the Roman Empire. So, and like the classic movie, The Final Countdown.
Yes.
There is a series of books out there where it was that, except for it was like a large multinational fleet got transported back to early World War II. And unlike The Final Countdown, where spoilers for a movie from the 80s, they went back to the future without causing any major changes to the timeline. In this one, they made massive major changes to the timeline because they never went back forward in time. But what was interesting was, since it was like peacekeeping UN thing, so there were ships from different navies from all over the world. Some of the ships from some of the navies were like, we're going to go back to our home country, which included some of the German and Japanese ships. So technology started getting spread all over the place. So that there was like modern technology, and it had an entire bit of interest where like one of the ships had most of Wikipedia downloaded into a hard drive on the ship. So they were just like, we need paper so we can just start printing Wikipedia. So here's all the modern science on how airfoils work. Here's all the modern science on jet engines. Here's all the modern science on explosives and rocket propellants and stuff. It was okay. It was an all right series. I've read better.
How was the Minecraft movie?
The Minecraft movie I've talked about as long as I want to talk about it. And I watched it because my kids wanted to go see it. And more likely than not, in July of 27, I'll go see the second one because my kids want to go see it.
Will they first they mine and then second they mine and they craft?
They might. Now, I don't know. First we mine, then we craft.
Yes.
Oh my God. That movie is so bad. I do not understand. I don't understand.
But it made so much money.
It made so much money.
Is Jack Black going to be in the sequel?
Of course Jack Black's going to be in the sequel. I mean, I'm sure.
Okay.
It hasn't been officially announced yet, but of course he is.
Okay.
He was Steve.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it is one of those things that is going to be.
It's an event of a lifetime.
Right. And the thing is I think it'll become an event, even if it's not. People will force it. They'll force it to be an event.
Yes. Like the Star Wars prequels. We were just so excited to get new Star Wars. We made it be successful no matter what.
Right. It just had to be.
And people don't remember, like when it first came out, like the very, very, very initial buzz was super hyped because people were just so excited to get a chance to see Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then when we all like took a collective breath and thought about it, and it was like, you know what? Maybe this is like a little mass hysteria going on. Maybe this isn't that good. Maybe it's not that well written. Like my favorite thing is still I still think the Phantom Menace is the worst of the prequels, and I feel like the best example I can do is taking straight from Red Letter Media and just saying who's the protagonist, and you don't know, and that's why it sucks. Like,
yeah,
who's really like, we know that the protagonist was Luke in New Hope. Like, it's real obvious. That's the journey we're following. It's just all over the place on Phantom Menace. Are we following Padme? Are we following Obi and Qui-Gon? Are we following Little Annie? I don't know. We're following all of them is the answer, but not like well.
Right.
Anyway,
no,
it's just one of those things. I'm not here to.
And then they've so and then the sequels came out, and people look back on the prequels fondly now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I will. Yes, it's a. I feel that the directing, the dialogue, I won't opine on the acting because I think most of the stuff was script driven. I actually think the sequels are better movies than the prequels, personally. My problem with them is when you consider them as a collective, they're worse because the second one goes in such a strange direction from the first sequel, and then the third sequel just like undoes everything that the second sequel did.
Yes.
Not to mention that the first sequel is really just like, let's retell the original trilogy, but with different characters. So it's not very original. It's like, but like the story beats and all of that. And we don't have a whole, would you be willing to have this, examined by a committee? I call for a vote of no confidence of like, what is this Robert's Rules of Order? The movie? What is it? Like they didn't do any of that.
Right. I mean, the first movie's primary thing was a trade blockade.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
It's true.
No, guys, don't lose sight. Just because you got pissed that the sequels didn't do what you wanted, don't lose sight. The prequels were dumb. They were really dumb. Really dumb.
It's a trade war.
Yeah. Get it? We're so great.
Yeah. No.
My gosh. Anyway, that's not bringing up Jar Jar at all.
That it doesn't touch on Jar Jar at all.
So,
but anyway. It does make me think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what would have made a great pinball machine?
What?
The Fifth Element. You know, it was the Star Wars of that generation.
Too. Our generation.
It was the Star Wars of our generation.
It was in the 90s. Actually, I was over for my birthday, went and saw my parents and had dinner with them, and they are watching I think it's called Slow House. It's a movie about a bunch of like MI5 rejects, or TV series about a bunch of MI5 rejects, and Gary Oldman's in it. And when it started, my dad just goes, I always think this guy from The Fifth Element. Zorg. It's Zorg. They're like, oh yeah, Zorg.
Emmanuel Zorg.
Is that the first movie you think of when you hear Gary Oldman's name? I actually tend to still think of his role in Leon the Professional. It's like my first. Yes. It's so over the top. Good movie though.
It's a great movie. But yeah, no, I also tend to go.
Or do you think of him as a giant spider?
No.
Oh.
Not first. But I do tend to think of that over his role in Zorg.
Okay.
But that's the thing about Oldman is Oldman could play anybody.
Yeah. And he used to
And
do a
do
lot
it
of
well.
it. Because that's another one that stands out to me is I forget the name of the movie. Like I think it's Hannibal or something, but the one after Silence of the Lambs where he is the mutilated, disfigured, like sexual abuser in a wheelchair who wants to capture Anthony Hopkins' character so he can feed him to pigs.
I think that was Hannibal.
And he's in so much makeup you can't recognize.
Well,
him.
and then he was in stuff like was it The Contender about the vice presidential candidate?
Oh yeah, the one where they think they have her on a sex video from college,
right?
And he's like the
senator,
House majority speaker or something.
Yeah.
No, he was really slimy in that.
Yeah,
and then he was in that second Planet of the Apes movie. He's like the villain. I think it was the second one of the reboot, the James Franco reboot or whatever. It is.
Yeah. There were several reboots.
The one with
so
the one with Caesar, not the Marky Mark. One, with Paul Giamatti.
Not the Marky Mark reboot.
Not the Marky Mark. That was not a very good reboot. I saw that one in theaters.
I did too. Actually, I think we saw that in theaters together.
We may have,
but
hey, I mean, Planet
I've seen plenty of bad movies
was a classic
in theaters. So, but no, a Fifth Element pinball machine would have been good.
It would have. Well, we've reached the end of the episode, I think.
We have.
So thanks, everyone, for listening. If you want to reach out to us with anything, email us at eclecticgamerspodcast@gmail.com, or you can go to facebook.com/eclecticgamerspodcast. You can also support the channel, just like we have a couple new people supporting us over at patreon.com/eclectic_gamers. We are as low as $1 a month for that, and we appreciate it.
We're available on Twitch and Instagram as eclectic_gamers.
And we will be back in a couple of weeks. But until then, my name is Dennis.
I'm Tony.
Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.